Hey everybody, if you hop on after I've already started, say something in the comments, say hello. I'd love to hear from you. So today I thought I would just share some of my favorite apps on the phone with you guys. And I'm not totally sure if any of them transfer or are available on Android phones. I have an iPhone, but I think most of them are. Um, so also, if you have any questions while I'm talking, write them in there, whether you're on the live or if it's later on, that's cool too. And I was thought about doing this because, it's a new year. A lot of people are recharged with their goals and everything and New Year's resolutions if you have them. And a lot of times, we mindlessly use apps and they're kind of demonized, but there's a lot of great stuff too. Also, so just before I get started on what I really came on here for, I shared on my personal page that there's an app called Be My Eyes, which is purely just for helping blind people. And I got my first call a few nights ago, which was really cool. It calls you through the app, so you don't give them your phone number, but blind people use the app to call out for help when they need a set of eyes to help them get something done. And it was just somebody who he had a package that he wanted to know who it was addressed to. And so, and I kind of had to tell him, like, okay, move your phone, lift your phone up a little bit or move it to the right a little bit, because, he didn't know where the camera on the phone was reading. So I just had to direct him a little bit, and I just read him what was on the address label, and it felt great to help somebody out. So that's an extra one I'll throw in there. And I'm not an affiliate for any of these apps. They're just apps that I really like, and I think they have very great purposes. So I have them all open here so I wouldn't forget. Okay, the one I'm going to start with is the only one that costs money up front, but I only realized this today, but I use it on the desktop. So I use it just in the Chrome browser. And but there is an app if you prefer that. But if you use it in the browser, you don't have to pay. It's $1.99 from the App Store, so it's not expensive. I used this a lot more when I was working in an office with coworkers. It's called Noisely. So it's spelled. Let me make sure I spell it right. Noisli. So it's called Noisely. What it is basically just gives you different options to have white noise in the background if it helps you concentrate and focus. I know for me, I'm not a fan of working around other people where there's conversations happening, and I just like peace and quiet to really focus and not be distracted by everything. So, and it gives you all these cool choices of like rain, thunder, rainforest, wind, and you get to adjust. Like, you totally get to customize how loud you want everything. So that's really cool. So again, Noisely, Noisli. And okay, for the next one, let's see, what did I have next? MyFitnessPal, common one, super popular, has a ton of different uses. But the reason I'm including this one, other than the fact it's just an obvious one, is that I'm going to be offering macro coaching packages really soon. If you go to my Instagram live, I gave a preview yesterday that I think it's still up there for a few more hours of what it's going to look like if you were to buy just the macro package, where it's customized for your weight, your body, your size, your goals, your eating preferences, and whether it works. If you're not familiar with counting macros, I will teach you, but just to give you a general idea is it can help you lose weight, gain muscle, lose fat. So it's a really effective way of eating, but I do want to say it's not for everybody, because if you have an highly emotional relationship with food, it's probably not ideal for you, which I'll talk more about later. I'm probably going to do a podcast episode on it. Actually, probably later today, I'm going to do one episode about some of that aspect of stuff. But So that's about counting macros. MyFitnessPal, the app, is a great tool to help you count macros, but it does so much more than that. You can enter food into it. It's got like everything under the sun. So when I was training for my bodybuilding shows, I used this religiously. It was how I tracked everything because I needed to know exactly how many grams of protein I was eating every day, exactly how many grams of carbs I was eating every day, and for fat. And what you do, so I'm just going to make it simple for the sake of example, but what you can do in MyFitnessPal is basically say, I ate 2 cups of broccoli, and you enter it in there. It tells you all of the food facts, calories, macros, micronutrients, all of that stuff about whatever food you enter. And you can even enter by barcodes. It has stuff from restaurants in there. You can also, if you have foods that you eat commonly, like my smoothies that I make, I entered my entire recipe. So every time I made my smoothie it was exactly the same. I didn't have to enter each ingredient. I could just save it as my smoothie recipe and boom, that's it. And then you know exactly how much you had for macros or calories or whatever you're tracking that day. So it's really cool, really useful. If you use it, you probably already know you can link it to a lot of other apps like Fitbits, or it integrates with a ton of other stuff. So it's really useful. I think now there are paid options. I'm gonna start using it again myself later today. I'm gonna start entering all my info. I know it's changed a lot since the last time I used it, but it's a great app, super solid. They've been around for a long time and it just keeps getting better and better. Another one, the EWG app. It stands for Environmental Working Group. I mentioned this on my podcast episode about environmental toxins. It's cool because you can scan barcodes with the app, and what it is basically, I know some people don't believe in environmental toxins. This is another thing I'm going to offer a lot more info on, because I used to be one of those people that thought I wouldn't be affected until it directly had a drastic negative impact on my health. And I was like, wow, guess I should have taken this stuff seriously a whole lot sooner, or I wouldn't feel so sick. So, and this is the kind of stuff people just think they're above it a lot of times until it's too late. And then they're like, oh, I need to take care of this because it's impacting me. But anyway, this app, EWG, if you're not familiar with it, really quick, it's basically going to tell you any of the toxic ingredients in anything. So you can even be at the store, boop, scan the app, and it'll pull it up. It'll tell you what's in it. And it's super organized. Their database is huge. It's even if you aren't into this stuff, but maybe you're kind of curious, just start playing with it and you really start to learn a lot. Also, it's great. I know it comes up every summer. People ask about the best sunscreens because people are realizing they, especially 10 years ago, loads of toxic ingredients, right? That we know better now. But it's got great recommendations for sunscreens, makeup, household cleaning products, tons of great stuff. Okay, the next app, I'm going to close these after I talk about them. It is called Habit Bull. Now, this one I just learned about this week in a coaches group that I'm in, and everybody spoke highly about it, so I downloaded it. I haven't started using it yet, but it looks really fun. So if you're trying to build habits, this is a great way to try to hold yourself accountable to build healthy habits. So again, just to spell it, it's all one word, but like Habit Bull. So HABITBULL. And it's got, so basically you enter what habit. Like for me, it's taking my supplements morning and afternoon, or morning and night, because I've kind of fallen off track with that habit and it's affecting me. I feel it. I don't feel as good. I got to get back into the habit of sticking with it. And it's got tons of details. So for me, I entered supplements. So I entered it under the health category. It's got categories, so you can categorize your habits. It's like, if you like organizing and databases and, all that kind of stuff, you're going to love this app because it's got, you can tell it which category, like it's even got like your love life in there if you want to build habits there. Fitness, it's got, I think it had about 10 different categories of life that you file these habits under, and how often you want to be reminded, and it tracks you, like it gives you incentives to keep it going for this many days, keep it going, and things like that. So I'm really excited to use it. Right now I just use the Reminders app on my phone, which has worked great for me for practicing Spanish every day. I'm on like day, I think 719 of practicing my Spanish. So that's one habit I've got down, but there's always room for building better habits, right? So Habit Bowl, that's one. And I'm not sure if there are paid options yet, but it looks like it's pretty much free from what I can tell, which is great. Okay, the next ones are going to be relative to people with food sensitivities or some health issues. So this might not apply to everybody, but if you are some of these people, you know, like any resource you find is like a little pot of gold. So I know I've found these super useful. So one of them, I was actually in a beta testing group. This one is called Boost, B-O-O-S-T, or Boost Thyroid. So it's for people with thyroid issues. But it can also be used for other health issues because it has a really cool reminder system. It can remind you. Let's see, a couple years ago when I was first realizing all of this stuff happened, I was using these reminders to help me remember to take my medicine, to help me to remember to take a breather and try to relax. It's great even for that. And what's cool about this Boost Thyroid, if you have thyroid conditions, or if you have any kind, even if you have a health issue where your lab tests are super important and you have to track those and do it frequently, you can enter lab tests and the results. So it's nice that you can see how that changes over time. And one thing that I love about this app is it asks you how you're feeling each day. So again, even if you don't have a thyroid issue, if you just want to track how you're feeling, because sometimes, you know, you think like, why would I need that? But if you start tracking it, you can start to see patterns where you otherwise would not. Or if you have migraines, it's a great way to track that kind of stuff. It asks you how you slept, how are you feeling, how is your energy level, did you take your medicine? And I would do that in the morning, how am I feeling, for how I felt yesterday. So it's like, you know, I had my day, I would sleep on it, wake up, and then I'd be like, go through all of those it's like about 10 questions, and you can hide the ones that you don't want so you don't have excess clutter in your app. It's really user-friendly. And like I was saying, I was a beta tester for the app. So when it first started, it was very rudimentary, and they've made drastic improvements over the last couple of years. So I really love it. It's called Boost Thyroid. So check that out. Also, if you're really into that, they have a lot of great articles on thyroid stuff on Medium. So just look for Boost Thyroid on Medium if you want to read more about thyroid stuff. Yesterday, they even posted an article about how living in bad climates is bad for people with thyroid issues. So one more huge reason I need to move out of Illinois for my health and sanity. But anyway, okay. The next one is, it's called Spoken, S-P-O-K-I-N. And this one, I actually got to be a beta tester too. This was a couple years ago, and then I was just super excited, kind of fell off, and I didn't use my free access like I should have. And then when I started poking around in the app again, I realized I lost my free access, which was, I think it ended after a year or so. But it was really cool. The people who created the app, they have a great Facebook page too. So Spoken, S-P-O-K-I-N, and they're really big on food sensitivities, allergies, if you need to deal with any of that, and helping you find food. So if you deal with any of that kind of stuff, you know it can be just such a pain, so exhausting to try to find recipes or groceries or restaurants that have food that you can actually eat. And what's cool about this app, even in the non-paid version, you get tons of free, you know, you can, so when you sign up, you put in, let me see, all of the food that you can or can't eat. So on my list, and I need to update this a little bit, but milk, egg, soy, wheat, grains, gluten, and then it added extra grains for me: barley, buckwheat, oats, rice, rye, and nightshades, all of the stuff that was having a negative effect on my health. And so based on putting in those preferences, it's going to help me find what I can eat based on recipes or restaurants. It's got great travel tips. Like it's even got eat your way through Italy if you have these food allergies, which is amazing, right? Or the New York food allergy friendly city guide, right? Like if you're going to New York and you can't eat all these foods, you need to know, or at least have a way that you can find out what you're going to be able to eat. And it's got brands that they recommend. So Spokin, Spokin, and they have recipes according to your preferences, what you can and can't eat, which is awesome. What's cool about this app too, one more thing, is that you can talk to other people. So you'll see that there are other users in there that, like I was even looking at one lady who was talking about the food at Taco Bell that her kids can eat that have food allergies. So it's really great to be able to talk to people, because if you have food allergies, you know what it's like if you go to a restaurant and you're like, does this have milk in it? And they'll be like, I don't think so. Well, I don't think so is not a good enough answer. You need to know. So the people in this app get it. And so I think you can really trust people who get it in that sense. So moving on, another one, Shopwell. This is one of my favorites. So it's just spelled how it sounds, all one word, Shopwell. And so you sign up and, oh, hold on. Before I go on, I meant to say this at the very beginning. Aside from whatever app you're using, now, and again, I don't know if you can do this on Android, but iPhones, one of the best things I've ever done with my phone is to make a shortcut for anytime I have to type in my email address, so that anytime I have to type in my email address, all I do is press EEE, because I made that the shortcut, and boom, my email address is entered. So try to find a way to do that on your phone. Totally recommend it. It saves so much time, because every time you sign up for anything, you got to put in your email address. So it saves a ton of time if you make a keyboard shortcut. So anyway, back to the app Shopwell. Again, this will be another one that's useful at the grocery store. You can scan things and you can pick. So you said, here's my profile. I should have been showing you this all along, but can't see it very well. So my profile. So basically what I put in, you put in the foods you want to avoid. So for me, I want to avoid wheat, grains, soy, sulfites, lactose, and gluten right now. And you put in your diet and health concerns. So it gives you a choice. So it's really quick. You just like tap the screen, this one, this one, this one, and it saves it for you. So diet and health concerns, the ones that I picked are gluten intolerance, athletic training, and digestive health. And then my dietary wants, you just tap, you want this, 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 this. So I put protein, iron, folic acid, potassium, calcium, vitamin C, and fiber. And my dietary dislikes, which I thought was really cool. You put in your dietary dislikes. Mine, I put preservatives, trans fats, grains, lactose, added sugar, high fructose corn syrup, artificial sweeteners, color additives, and sugar alcohol. Those are my personal dislikes, but just give you an idea what's in there. And then based on that stuff that you put in, it's going to show you what kinds of foods are available. You can even tell it, like, I'm at Whole Foods right now. What's available for snacks? And it'll tell you. And then it'll also tell you, let's see if they'll show you. Oh, this is actually, okay, Garden of Life Sports Bar. I actually talked about this on Instagram once because I really like these. And it is a 99% excellent match. Go figure, for the preferences that I put in there. So what's cool is it tells you like what percentage of a match it is. So I like that. And it's color coded, like green means good. So again, that's Shopwell, and very food related, especially if you have sensitivities or allergies. Okay, last one for today. And this is super pertinent to just people who get sick from gluten like me, but it's called Find Me GF. So not Find Me Girlfriend, but Find Me Gluten-Free. Find Me GF. And what's super cool about this, and again, this is excellent if you're traveling. You basically can pull it up and just be like, find my location and what are the restaurants within 5 miles of me that have gluten-free options, and it'll show you. And it'll show you, so like this, what this is pulling up is the restaurants that are close to me right now that have any gluten-free options. Then if you tap on one of them, it'll show you exactly what they have that's gluten-free. So cool. And like this stuff is useful too, because I know a lot of people will just kind of be like, whatever, gluten-free, you know, they just kind of poo-poo it. But I used to be one of those people until it affected me. And I didn't know where to start. I had no, even with my nutrition and fitness background, I had no idea what food had gluten in it and what didn't. So it was a really, it was, I'm still learning. It was a steep learning curve for me. It is for anybody. And, you know, I even found out that my retainer that I wear, supposed to wear at night, has gluten in it. So I had to stop wearing my retainer. Now my bottom teeth are crooked, which really sucks. But unfortunately, an app didn't tell me that. But a lot of stuff has gluten in it. Laundry detergent, a lot of laundry detergent has gluten in it. If you need a recommendation for that, I gotcha. So so send me a message if you want to know. But anyway, so that app is Find Me GF, which is pretty exciting because, you know, with the way I've been living my life with, you know, job loss and everything, restaurants pretty much are not an option for me. But then the few times they have been, whether it was for work meetings or family birthdays or whatever, and then it's all of a sudden like I'm at a restaurant, I have no idea what I could possibly eat because I haven't even been to restaurants since I started eating gluten-free. So an app like that definitely comes in handy. Or, you know, if you're babysitting and somebody's kids have food allergies. So I think it's great to know about these things, even if they don't apply directly to you, and share them. Also, please come to my Facebook group. The link is in the description of this live. Come to my Facebook group. I would love to have you there. I have the entire year of content planned out, ready to go. There's going to be a post every morning that it's just fun stuff. Nothing where you need to, you know, it's just fun stuff, health and fitness and behavior change related. And join me there. It's also going to be free recipe every Wednesday. So that's good stuff. And so join the Facebook group. It's called the Fit Fizz Raw Energy Oasis, because I'm all about everybody trying to have more than enough energy to get through life. I know it's so hard, and I want to support everybody in that. So also join if you need extra cheerleaders. Also join if you just want to support a friend, because I would love to have your presence there while I try to build this group beyond my friends and family. So I'd love to have you there. I'd love your support, and we're just going to grow upwards and onward. So also, I can't wait for the macro coaching to be available. If you have questions on that, let me know. When it is available, I will be teaching you how. But I think that's it for now. Thanks, everybody. Bye.